Hey guys, it's Knox. I just thought that since I went to see Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, I'd give my impressions on it. I need more material for my vlog account, so why not? I will say first that I have read the books, although I only read each of them once, and because of that, my memory is a bit fuzzy, and it was many years ago, so I'm not sure of everything that did or didn't carry over to the movie adaptation, so be a bit understanding and lenient of that. But I will comment on what I feel should have been added, removed, or polished. We'll start out with the death scenes. Oh, I should say that there are going to be spoilers here. So, yeah, just if you don't want to know what happened in the movie, you want to see it for yourself, go watch the movie, and then watch this. Or just don't watch this at all, because the movie is a lot better than this, I can assure you. Anyway, the death scenes. Now, I understand that there was a lot going on in a video like that. It's just complete chaos. People littered about school grounds, so it's understanding to some degree. But for key characters to not be shown killed, you saw their bodies, but you didn't see them killed. I believe it was Remus, Tonks, Fred, Lavender. I think those are the only ones. I do plan on seeing the movie again, just to refresh my memory. It's a good movie, but yeah, I didn't understand that. It didn't show their deaths, and a lot of people say, well, their deaths weren't really shown, or you didn't really witness their deaths in the books. But then another half says you did. So there's really no clear consensus on that. Really, I guess the only way for me to find out is if that's true is to, well, read the books again, which I do plan to do. So, if it did, and I think they did, but I can't be entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it did. And if that's true, then why didn't they show that? I mean, it would add to the whole atmosphere of the movie, which was a much darker feel. I mean, there were some jokes, as there are expected to be in, well, any movie, but yeah, overall it was supposed to be a darker tone. I think they should have been added. But another thing that I felt would have really added to the atmosphere and just the dark tone, and a lot of people, well, some people share this idea with me, is when in the book, if you've read it, Voldemort calls Neville over. Or he doesn't call him over, like Neville goes over to him, that's when Harry is supposedly dead, and Neville's standing there, and Neville gives this whole heroic speech and all that, and then what was supposed to happen is Voldemort is supposed to take the sorting hat, put it on his head, and then set it on fire. Now, there are many reasons as to why they may have refrained from adding the whole fire scene is time, money, and potentially that they didn't want people to see a guy burning. But considering it was a darker movie, I think that the third option could be, that could be overlooked. Because, it is supposed to be a darker movie. We are supposed to understand that people die. People have died in the movie, or in the series, far before this movie. So I think that's something that people could have, maybe assumed, even if they haven't read the book, somebody's burning, that's something like that. It should be bound to happen. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I think it would have made Voldemort that much more antagonizing, because throughout the entire movie, everybody's talking about how scared they are of him, and really, just before that, you really get a sense of just fear when he steps out in front of everybody, because even McGonagall she looks stricken with fear. She has absolutely no idea of what to do, and I think it would have built Neville up to be that much more heroic when he actually does cut the head off of Nagini. Nagini? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Like, he does pronounce his name in the movie, but it says it really slowly. It's like, Nagini, or something like that. I know that's a bad Voldemort impression, but I just can't be asked to do a proper one. Let's see, what? When Bellatrix died. I know a lot of people remember this scene specifically for Molly Weasley, I think that's her name. Ginny, Ron, and them's mom. She says, "Not my daughter, you bitch," when Bellatrix attempts to kill Ginny. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Got a ruse out of me. But the way that scene was handled, it was almost like just a pure joke. Because basically, you've seen this in tons of movies where the antagonist starts to win, and then just for no specific reason, like one of the protagonists says something, and all of a sudden they're stronger, and they end up killing the enemy, and it's just downplayed. Like, it's really downplayed. Something they didn't like, because Bellatrix was like he was like a serious villain. I say that, and she killed Sirius. I did not mean for that to happen, but she was really feared, and she was kind of psychotic. So I think that would have that should have been polished a bit more. Honestly, I haven't really thought of what they could have did to the scene, but I know that what we were given was kind of lackluster in my opinion. Maybe you feel differently. I don't know. If you do, just tell me. What else? Oh yeah, everybody's been talking about this. The bridge scene where Harry says, "Let's finish this the way we started it." And there's a pause, and they sit together, and then they throw themselves off the bridge. There was absolutely no reason for that. It wasn't in the books. All right. You could tell it was purely made for the trailer. You really could. I hope my hand isn't getting shaky. It kind of does. But you could tell it was purely made for the trailer. And after that, they kind of fly around, because that's what everybody should have expected to happen. They're not just going to fall to their death. Voldemort can just fly around, it can apparate. And that they end up at the part where they start the final battle, which is, they could have been there like 1,000 other fucking ways, but I guess it doesn't make it that much more suspenseful if you didn't know that Voldemort could fly. I don't know. Maybe you didn't. Who knows? But what else? There was something else. Christ, I just thought about it. See the bridge. Oh yeah, Voldemort yelling. Like, I don't remember, but according to most people that have a better memory than me, said in the trailer, Voldemort yelled like 4 or 5 times. Yeah. So yeah, that happened. But in the movie, it didn't happen. Like, he didn't yell at all. And again, I could be just missing a ton of crap. He could have yelled like 8 times in the movie, and my memory's terrible. From what I can remember, from what I can recall, he didn't yell at all. This is a huge letdown, because a lot of people were putting emphasis on how many times he yelled in the trailer, and not really making fun of it, just thinking, oh, it's humorous, but he didn't yell at all, and I thought that was special. And I was going to comment on the fact that they didn't talk about which twin died, but somebody corrected me on that, since my memory is bad, saying that Neville talked about which twin that died. And another thing, at the end of the movie, after Voldemort's killed and all that, which Voldemort's death was really anticlimactic. It was, and it was similar to Bellatrix's, and I guess the spell they were using was Avada Kedavra, wouldn't you assume? And we've seen Avada Kedavra be used before, and it didn't like disintegrate their body. Like, they didn't. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, their body turns into like confetti almost, and then it just kind of dissipates into the sky. that's what happened to Voldemort, and it was really, really anticlimactic. But anyway, I digress. At the end of the movie, after he's dead, everybody's just kind of chatting. Like, they didn't just witness the apocalypse happen. You know, and Harry and all them were just kind of walking through, and you see Slughorn talking about, like, his injuries or something, but he's doing it really calmly. I think he's talking about his injuries. He's talking about something bad that happened. And, you know, and before I should have said, when you see Remus Tonks, then you see Fred on the ground, you saw Ron, like, rush over to him, and he was crying and stuff, which is, he had the right to do because it's his brother. And now they're just walking and chatting, like, you know, hey, you know, this happens all the time. And to be honest, bad shit like that does happen at Hogwarts, but not to that degree, you know. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I don't think Percy showed up like once. I think he was supposed to show up and say something about his family and all that. I don't remember what he was supposed to say, but he was supposed to be there, and he wasn't, as far as I could tell. So yeah, oh yeah, I remember. I'm pretty sure Fred's death was in the book, because the death eater that killed him, wasn't his name like Dohaven, something like that? I think. That stuck in my memory for some reason, so I'm pretty sure it did show his death. Then again, I'm going to read it through again. First I got to get the books again. I'm going to make sure I know about that. But anyway, I'm carrying this on way too long. If there's anything else that I remember, I will probably like discuss it in the description, because I just can't be asked to record anymore. But yeah, just tell me what you thought. If I made a mistake, do tell me, because my memory is terrible. Yeah, this has been Color Knox, and as always, have a nice day and keep on gaming.